or top of the morning to you, whatever, wherever you're at, okay? Or if it's the evening, good afternoon, as my boy out there, Pastor Dow, would say. All right, shout out to Pastor. Out there in the good old town of Lafayette, Tennessee. All right. Thank you for your time. Consider subscribing. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about the video. So I'm not going to give you the whole entire story. It's there for you to look at the video for yourself. All right. I'm not going to even lie. I did a little bit of piggybacking today off Ticket TV. Actually, I woke up to this because it auto plays on my phone and on my TV. And this is another shocking confession of P. Diddy. Now, I want to say a couple of things before I get into this video here. He is proven innocent, innocent until proven guilty. Mr. Combs, Sean Combs, that is. And Diddy didn't act on these things alone, okay? That I think that it took, a corroboration of a lot of people to help him get this thing set up, to run it, because this thing was an operation. But there's things that I think that he needs to account for the things that he's done, okay? And Diddy, he had an opportunity. And I've said this before on this channel, making videos about this guy. He was kind of advocated through many people. Look, to stop doing some of the things that he's doing, to incriminate himself years ago, 20, 25 years ago. And he didn't do it, okay? As far as in doing the same things over and over again. I'm talking about the things that could get him incriminated. What this guy does, that's one thing. Some of the things I've done, he's done, probably are not biblically or morally right, but it causes confusion. But it's not illegal, okay? And I think when it comes to that and the way that he's treated people, treated women, is the reason why he's where he is right now. So let's talk about Terrence Howard. Okay, he's had a lot of success back in the day, and he's still a very remarkable man, okay? And I think that he's had some problems trying to get some deals and things like that, but I think he's been trying to work and so forth. But very good actor, all right? I like some of his work. Anyway, he had an interview. I believe it was on Art of Dialogue. I think it was. Don't quote me on it, but he just had an interview. Let's see here. Today is the Saturday. Let's see here. The 5th. And the interview was done on Friday. So yesterday, the 4th. And to my understanding, it's like 16 billion views, million views already with this interview. I have yet to take a look at the entire interview, but I got certain parts of it that is very, very critical when they talk about his, knowing Diddy and things like that. Okay, so you see, because right now what they're trying to do, because the government is watching these videos and they're watching social media and the internet. Okay, they are trying to put together a persona of Diddy, and they want to account for everything that he's done so they can make a final assessment on their on this indictment. So here it goes. It was critical parts where the interviewer asked Terrence Howard and things like that from his experiences with Diddy and things like that. Okay, and his thoughts about the parties and all that. Okay. Diddy's infamous parties and freak-offs. Okay, and basically, he knew Diddy. He knew who Diddy is, things like that. I think that they had some interactions and things like that, okay? But Diddy wanted Terrence Howard to stop by do business with him. I think he was trying to persuade Terrence Howard just, to stop by, to say the least. And I think from what he was saying, that he was very reluctant to do it, and he wouldn't do it. And he thought in his mind, based on, Diddy's history and the things that he's probably heard, and his manager said as well, Mr. Howard, that is Diddy, really what he wanted to try to do is he really want to F you, okay? Because I guess, like, when Diddy is very interested in things like that, he's gonna, wants to be with someone in that kind of fashion. He tries to show a certain aura, okay? And Terrence is like, I'm not doing it, hell no, okay? Convincingly, and I believe it. And he went on about the parties, and what I think what the interview was trying to find out is, what have you heard and things like that. He didn't say any names, but Mr. Howard said there was some of everybody at those parties. Now I want to say this: just because they were at the parties, don't mean that they were at the freak-offs. You really can't prove to what they've done at those parties, but he was saying that some of the stuff that people's done, and I think that he was speaking in reference of the men, okay? Not saying that the women are innocent either, okay? But many of the men, that the things that they were doing to try to, to get get along, as Kwame Brown would say, the go along, get along gang, the GAGAG, and trying to get on and things like that. Some people will do anything, and he's just like, you know what? I just can't and will not do that. And he said something that was very, very important. And Mr. Howard said, that's, when you, as a man, when you're put on this earth, you are a man and you have your man card. He said that you produce 1,500 heads of sperm per heartbeat. I didn't even know that, but you do that for a reason, because it demonstrates the aggression as a man. That's part of the masculine trait. And, if you lose that, then you pretty much lose your man. So there's really, the few things that you have really in this world as a man, okay? So I think what he was saying, there's a scripture in the Bible saying, what profit is a man that, if you lost your soul. So that's what he was speaking. He was saying that a lot of these guys that got Grammys, these people, okay, yeah, they have a lot of success, but, what about their soul? Their soul is gone. But that's what he had, pretty much had mentioned. And things like that. And maybe he's all like, the reason why maybe he didn't win any Grammys or anything, maybe there's a reason why he's having a lot of problems getting work, okay? And he's older too, so that some people may have to compromise themselves as they get older and has become less expendable, although he is very, very, very marketable to do work. He said that there's certain things that he's not going to do. He's not going to dress as no woman. He's not bending over. He's saying he ain't doing none of that. But basically, that's what he said about, Diddy and the people that were going to his parties and things like that. And I think he was able to kind of say it and handle himself in a professional way without really calling nobody out, things like that, okay? But in so many words, I think he was saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, there's some truth to what a lot of these allegations are saying. So, I mean, really, guys, there's something to think about. I think that guys that are trying to get on the industry, okay, which you really don't even need to do anymore. They got all these different apps like SoundCloud and I believe Spotify and YouTube, and you can be your own boss, okay? If you got a following, they're going, and you can use these platforms, you got the talent, they're going to find you. So really, you don't even need to sign big contracts anymore. And even if you're able to do that, you have them to distribute your product, but you own the masters and things like that, where you can get, say, 65% of the profit and they get 35%, that kind of thing. But it was a very interesting segment of that interview and things like that. So there's gonna be more to talk about. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna be making a few more videos today about Diddy. Cash App $Winston Spivey if you want to donate.